Welcome into Sports with Balls. What's up, y'all? Jeff Michael, back at it on a Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, I guess. Tacos actually sound really good today. Welcome into the show. I'm Jeff Michael. Got lots to talk about today, man. Lots to go over. Going to be a good, fast, entertaining show. So, man, let's dive into it. Listen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. However you're listening, listen, podcast version after the live version. Appreciate y'all tuning in to Sports with Balls on this Tuesday, March the 5th. Let's go over these holidays. National Absinthe Day. I don't know if y'all have ever done absinthe. I have not. I have heard it is a wondrous drink, but I have not gotten into it. Maybe I'll try it today. Who knows? Who knows what this Tuesday will have in store? But National Absinthe Day, Cinco de Marcho. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but it is Cinco de Marcho Day. Drink your favorite alcoholic beverage for Cinco de Marcho. What else we got in here? International Open Data, International Cheese Doodle. The one that got me today was it is International Potty Dance Day. Now, that means the dance you do when you're about to piss your pants. How they come up with these things, I have zero idea. But that's it. National Potty Dance Day. If your name is Scott, it's your day. National Sportsmanship Day. Town Meeting Day. Real Film Day. And World Information Architecture Day. Man, that's it. That's all I got. Today's national holidays are what they are. Potty dance and sportsmanship. So there you go. Welcome into Sports with Balls, man. Later on, we'll get into today's events that happened on this day throughout history and sports. There's a couple of good ones, a couple of them including Caitlin Clark, which means they're more recent. And obviously, we talked yesterday in detail about what she's meant to the college basketball world. It's been phenomenal. So I'll get into those later on today. Pack show. We're going to start off with Russell Wilson, the Denver Broncos. What went on there? Travis Kelce, not Travis Kelce, his brother Jason Kelce retiring. Let's see. There's some golf news, a little bit of baseball news. There's some Cowboys news. Dak Prescott is in the news for two reasons, not one, but two reasons. We'll talk about the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. But first, let's thank a couple of people. This show brought to you by, as always, Christian's Tailgate. I said Taco Tuesdays. Look, University of Houston's still number one in the rankings. So go to christianstailgate.com. Find a location near you. Go get $1 White Claws and Neutrals. And today, $2 tacos. So for $10, you can get lit up and full. I'm just saying. Depending on your tolerance of alcohol, obviously. So go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Also, modern-homeimprovement.com. Just Josh Smith over there, unbelievable. Just did another bathroom closet, friend of mine. Dude, just go to modern-homeimprovement.com or call 281-949-8925. Modern Home Improvement and Remodeling. They are awesome. And welcoming in Diamond Auto Spa. DiamondAutoSpa.com, 346-319-5961. Austin Bauer over there. I doubt he's even awake. I know it was his birthday yesterday. So Austin Bauer over at Diamond Auto Spa. Hope you had a good one. Hope you're safe. But he specializes in paint protection film, ceramic coatings, vinyl wraps. Detailing is just the beginning. Speaking of beginning, let's begin. Russell freaking Wilson. All right. How do we want to attack this, man? I would love to hear. Look, so I lived in Denver for a short while. I like the city of Denver. They're up there, top 5 football team for me to root for probably because I lived there for a little bit. This may, like, what trade is worse? Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson? This is a brutal take for the Denver Broncos. They got hosed I mean, absolutely fleeced. Russell Wilson has been let go by the Denver Broncos, and they owe him, I believe, $89 million. 85, sorry. $85 million in dead salary and dead cap. That is dead salary cap. That's unbelievable. That's record breaking, actually, for the NFL. They will pay him the next 2 years $85 million. So Russell Wilson can sign anywhere in the NFL for basically the league minimum. And he's going to get paid as one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. The Denver freaking Broncos. And more importantly, this is a Sean Payton move. This is not the Denver Broncos franchise. And we'll get into the GM from the Denver Broncos here in a minute because how he still has a job, I don't know. But Sean Payton did not want Russell Wilson there. Let's get that straight. Do y'all remember last season when Payton lit Russell Wilson up, future Hall of Famer Russell Wilson up on the sideline? This is 100% a Sean Payton move. He wasn't going to deal with Russell Wilson having an office in the building. If y'all remember that, Russell Wilson had his own office in the Broncos Stadium. This was a ego thing. This was too many Indians in there or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. But this was definitely Sean Payton saying, I don't like Russell Wilson. I don't like his attitude. I want him out of here. I want my own quarterback. That's what happened yesterday because they are eating $85 million in dead salary cap. That is a record for the NFL. That is unbelievable. Talk about somebody being able to pull some strings. Sean Payton is 100% in control of the Denver freaking Broncos. Now, if you look forward to it, if you look past this on what the Broncos are going to do, they've got options. Look at all the quarterbacks coming out this year. Every mock draft has J.J. McCarthy going to the Denver Broncos. Every single one of them. Well, all right, 80%. But you get what I'm saying. They've got options. There's a lot of options out there for the Denver Broncos. And so it leaves you, look, they were 8-9 last year. They were a game and a half out of the playoffs. They're not a bad team. They're young. They're up and coming. It's just Russell Wilson and Sean Payton did not see eye to eye, or more importantly, Sean Payton said, I don't like this kid. That's basically what it boils down to. But they've got options. Denver, and I don't know about starting over because, like I said, they're a young team. In 2 years, this could be a really good team. Russell Wilson had 26 TDs and 8 picks last year. That's not bad, folks. Now, did he have some games that were iffy at the beginning of the season? Yeah, but he kind of turned it on at the end. Russell Wilson, I guarantee you, wants a starting job somewhere. 100% Russell wants to start somewhere in the NFL next year. And he's got options too. And it starts with Kirk Cousins. I know that Russell Wilson doesn't want to tie his rope to Kirk Cousins, but look, there's all kinds of rumors that Kurt is going to Atlanta. Apparently, Mike Florio reported that Kirk Cousins is already selling his house in Minnesota and moving to Atlanta. So there's an opening in Minnesota. If Russell wants to go there, you can sort of see that fit. You can also sort of see him fit in Atlanta, Washington, Las Vegas Raiders, Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson at the Steelers? There's a rumor that came out today the Steelers will not attempt to sign Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, or Justin Fields. They're not going to try to trade for him. So I don't know about the Russell Wilson deal. I don't know if they could make that work. But there are options out there for Russell. And it all begins with Kirk Cousins, whether or not he goes to Atlanta. I'm telling you, I know that they shouldn't be tied together, but they are. Because Atlanta's a hot spot. Atlanta's a hot spot right now. And if Kurt doesn't go there, I could see Russell Wilson going there. And if Kurt goes to Atlanta, I can see Russell going to Minnesota. Why not? Both landing spots are perfect for him. 26 TDs, 8 interceptions. That's not bad, folks. That's not bad at all. Washington, Atlanta, Vegas, Pittsburgh, and Minnesota. Those are, I think, right now, Kirk Cousins is number one to land on the odds in Atlanta. But I guarantee you, if he doesn't, Russell Wilson's number one. 26 TDs, 8 interceptions. That's not bad, folks. That's not bad at all. Washington, Atlanta, Vegas, Pittsburgh, and Minnesota. Those are, I think, right now, Kirk Cousins is number one to land on the odds in Atlanta. But I guarantee you, if he doesn't, Russell Wilson's number one. This situation is unbelievable that happened in Denver. Unfreaking believable. Listen to what Denver received. This is what Denver got for Russell Wilson. 2 years of the league's 28th best quarterback, behind Daniel Jones and just ahead of Gardner Minshew was Russell Wilson. An 11-19 record in games that Russell Wilson started. 90.9 passer rating, 10.9 points lower than his career average as a Seahawk. $35.4 million in dead cap for 2024. $49.6 million in dead cap for 2025. 0 playoff berths, 0 winning seasons. And they got defensive lineman Iyuma, I can't even pronounce his last name, who was suspended by the NFL from 2023 due to violation of the league's gambling policies. That's what Denver received. That is what Denver got in the Russell Wilson trade. Now, you want to know what Seattle got? Tight end Noah Fant, quarterback Drew Lock, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, offensive tackle Charles Cross, edge rusher Boy Mafi, linebacker Tyreek Smith, wide receiver Derek Young, cornerback Devin Weatherspoon, edge rusher Derek Hall. A reason to start Geno Smith, the league's 16th best quarterback over the last 2 seasons. 2 playoff berths and 0 losing seasons. Holy you know what. So I'll throw it out there again. What trade is worse, Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson? That is brutal what I just told you. Brutal. The Denver Broncos got absolutely fleeced in this trade. And now they released Russell Wilson. They owe $85 million. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Bronco fans, except for I'm assuming that in the boardroom, Sean Payton said he wants another guy. He wants his own quarterback, which I've said this, I don't know how many times over and over again, that this year's draft is absolutely stacked, 5 or 6, maybe starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So I'm assuming that was the decision. Like, look, we'll eat this money. We'll have a rookie for 3 years under rookie contracts, and we'll save some money and we'll get a better quarterback. I mean, look, if it works out, great. That's perfect. But as of right now, the Russell Wilson era in Denver is over, and it was miserable. 11-9 record, 0 playoff berths, 0 winning seasons. The 28th best quarterback, behind Daniel Jones and ahead of Gardner Minshew, folks. Wow. And they owe him $35 million in 2024, $49 million in 2025. Damn. Just brutal. But again, what cures everything? Winning. You got to win. And if Denver goes out and finds a franchise quarterback, guess it was all worth it, I guess. I don't know. But that is just, man, absolutely brutal for the Denver Broncos. Way to go, Sia. Where is Pete Carroll? Well, Pete Carroll needs to have a press conference. I want to know Pete Carroll's thoughts on this entire situation, because he's got to be one of the happiest dudes ever right now. I know he doesn't want people to fail, whatever, but man, he's done an incredible job, and he did an incredible job in Seattle. And look, he was right. Denver was wrong. See you later. Unbelievable news yesterday coming out of Denver. Russell Wilson's out. Look, if you're just now tuning in, podcast version will be up directly after this show. We were just going over the Broncos situation, releasing Russell Wilson, and what a brutal trade that has been. Unbelievable. Oh, man. I don't feel sorry for either one of them, so good luck to them. Russell Wilson, I don't know where he's going to go. Go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets. Tell me where you think Russell Wilson may end up. Washington, Atlanta, Vegas, Pittsburgh, Minnesota. Those are all legit landing spots for Russell Wilson, or other, right? It's the NFL. Anything can happen. All right, now that we got the Russell Wilson news out the way, more NFL news. Mr. Kelsey yesterday decided that he was going to hold a press conference. This to me was awkward, because I thought we already figured out that he was obviously retiring. He had mentioned that last year. Jason Kelsey, this is who we're referring to. And if y'all missed the press conference yesterday, very, very emotional press conference with his brother Travis Kelsey there. And no Taylor Swift, folks. She's in a concert over in wherever. But Jason Kelsey announced his retirement after 13 years. And like I said, a super emotional press conference. Now, if you're into that sort of thing, it was absolutely grand. It was unbelievable. His mom was there. Travis was there. It was like I said, it was a good exit. But we have known this for a while. So I don't know why the whole press conference was held. I'm assuming this was because of all the popularity here lately that the Kelseys have received because of the aforementioned Taylor Swift. But for sure, he was 7 Pro Bowls in 13 seasons. Was named first team All-Pro for the 6th time in 2023. Without a doubt, going to the Hall of Fame. So great career for him. And now, since his antics afterwards, when they got knocked out of the playoffs, and obviously he went to see his brother chase down another Super Bowl and him jumping out of the window in the stadium with the fans. He's going to have a hell of a career after all this is done. Commentating his podcast, obviously doing very well with his brother. So congratulations to Jason Kelsey on an incredible career. He did it right. Did very, very well. Let's get to some Cowboy news. There's 2 things here that I want to discuss about Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Number one, there's some congratulations in order. As I found out this morning, Dak Prescott had a baby girl. So obviously, congratulations on a baby girl. Now, on to the next. Dak Prescott will be a free agent after this year. He is entering his final year of a contract. And as of right now, there's no resolution to a new one. Here's his quote about the new contract that he is trying to work out with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm definitely confident, Prescott said after taking part in the Children's Cancer Fund event with Hall of Famer Troy Aikman on Monday. Obviously, it helps the team. It's important for the numbers. That is a process. Both sides understand that. Everything's great. It'll happen. How much are you paying Dak Prescott? Like, how much are you paying Dak Prescott? Right now, he's set to count $59.45 million against the cap in 2024. He has a $29 million base salary, $5 million roster bonus due on the 5th day of the league year. What are you going to bump him up to? An extension could bring Prescott's cap number down substantially, which is obviously what the Cowboys are going to want. But it took nearly 2 years to negotiate the 4-year, $160 million that he's currently on. And as a part of that deal, the Cowboys cannot place the franchise tag on Dak Prescott in 2025, and he has a no-trade clause. So who's in the driver's seat? You guessed it. Dak Prescott. Do y'all remember Trey Lance? He's on the Cowboys. Do y'all remember how that all went down? I got a feeling this situation, because it is the Dallas Cowboys, is going to get very, very, very interesting. The Cowboys, I don't know if they sign him. I don't know if they give him 4 or 5 more years. If you're a Cowboy fan, I know Kevin Anthony's out there listening. I know Grant's out there. There's a bunch of other Cowboy fans that listen to the show, and thank you guys for all of that. What do you think? Do you want Dak Prescott, or are you ready to kind of move in a different direction? You've got young players everywhere. Dak Prescott just had a baby. Look, I don't know what the studies say, but I know that there's some truth to this. And when players start getting married and having kids, their production goes the other way. They get more responsibilities, are more worried about other things. Injuries get a little bit more prone. They're worried about home life. Are Dallas is Dallas Cowboy fan ready to move on from Dak Prescott? Is that what we're doing? That would be interesting. That would be because this is his final year in his contract. Do you let him play this out? Oh, by the way, guess who else is in their final year of their contract? Mike freaking McCarthy. Start over? Bill Belichick next year? You get rid of Dak, you get rid of Mike McCarthy, bring in some new players. Look, you've got talent, young talent everywhere, all over the Cowboys roster. Jerry Jones getting then you got a 5-year slot with a new quarterback, new head coach. See if you can pull in a Super Bowl. If I'm the Cowboys, that's what I'm doing. You got Mike McCarthy on his last year of his contract. You got Dak Prescott on the last year of his contract. Let them go out there, see what they can do, get some numbers. Maybe they can make a body somehow and see what happens. And then let them both go at the end of the year. If they can't make it happen, if they can't make a Super Bowl run, you let them both go. You bring in somebody else, a new head coach. There's a couple of hot guys out there. Mike Vrabel. There's some good coaches out there, really good coaches. And then next year, you go after it, or the year after next. So, interesting situation in Dallas. Interesting situation. The flip side of that is that you're about to pay Dak Prescott record-breaking money. Record-breaking money to what? He's going to have a new coach because Mike McCarthy, unless he wins the Super Bowl next year, is gone. I don't know. I don't know what you do. But if you're going to pay Dak Prescott, you're going to have to pony up. Either that or you let him and Mike McCarthy go at year's end. Man, can you see Dak Prescott in a different jersey? How awkward would that be? Not this next year, like I said, it's his contract year, but the year after. Wow. Trey Lance on the bench. Just saying. Stranger things have happened in the NFL. Let's see. LIV has halted their push for the world golf ranking recognition. If you're into that kind of thing. And huge news in the Major League Baseball world as the Braves expect Ronald Acuna Jr. to be ready for opening day. It was really interesting. He has a sore right knee with no serious issues. They did an MRI. Seems that he avoided an absolute monstrous setback. So it looks like he'll be all right to clear to play regular season in Philadelphia on March 28th. Speaking of the Michael family, that's me, Jeff Michael, and the kids will be heading to Astros spring training here in a few days. We leave Saturday. We'll go to the Sunday game. We'll go to the Monday game, and I will report probably from those games in Florida next week on Sports with Ball. So excited for that. Let's get into on this day in sports history. I'm not going to take you back to the 1800s. There's some, wow, there's some crazy stuff that happened about in the 1800s with sports, and it's just no reason to bring it all up. Let's see what we got here. 1982 Major League pitcher Gaylord Perry with 297 wins signs with the Seattle Mariners. Let's see. Mike Bossy's in there. 1993 Boston Celtic Larry Bird undergoes back fusion surgery in 1993. Now, who else in the sports world is famous for back fusion surgery? Tiger Woods, y'all. Can you imagine if they had the sports therapy and the stuff that they have now back then? Larry Bird would probably have it at least 2 or 3 more years added on to his career if they would have had the stuff they have today. But Larry Bird, I did not know had back fusion. I know he had back issues, but I had no idea he had the same surgery as Tiger Woods. And on a flip note of that, do you know that LeBron James, and just over the weekend, obviously, he hit 40,000 points. LeBron James has more points scored than Larry Bird and Magic Johnson combined. That, to me, is mind-blowing. That's right. LeBron James has more than Bird and Magic Johnson combined. Crazy, crazy stat. Let's see. Earl Weaver, Jim Bunning in 1996 got elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Also in 1997, Tommy Lasorda. Oh, old Tommy, man. Awesome. Now, I had mentioned this at the very beginning of the show. Caitlin Clark in 2022 scored 41 points. This is in 2022, folks. 41 points in the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament for Iowa against Nebraska. And then last year, on this day in 2023, Caitlin Clark records 30 points, 17 assists, 10 rebounds for the Big Ten tournament for the final of Iowa against Ohio State. Man, stat of the day probably is that, did you guys know that Caitlin Clark is 6th all-time in NCAA for assist? She's the only player in NCAA history in the top 25 for points and assist. In NCAA history. Man. Wow. All right, guys, got to thank a couple people before we get out of here. Number one, Diamond Auto Spa. Austin Bauer, get your butt up. I know it was your birthday last year. Go get some work done. DiamondAutoSpa.com, 346-319-5961. Go to their Facebook site, their Instagram site. Check out Diamond Auto Spa. Unbelievable work on your vehicle. Make it look brand freaking new. Speaking of making it look brand new or remodeled, however you want it done, Modern Home Improvement and Remodeling, modern-homeimprovement.com or 281-949-8925. Josh Smith getting it done over there. And of course, last but not least, y'all already know Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. $1 White Claws, $1 Neutrals, $2 tacos today. Award-winning hamburgers. Y'all, the place is just phenomenal. Go check it out, christianstailgate.com. We'll have more tomorrow on Sports with Balls. If you missed anything, the podcast version will be up in probably less than 10 minutes. I'll get it done now. Appreciate y'all. I'm Jeff Michael. We'll see you tomorrow.